Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, your YouTube Messiah, often imitated, never duplicated superstar Tim Vicious, and going over Stomping Grounds in Tacoma, Washington. Now, before I get into that show, I want to address the yellow elephant in the room. Do we got the prop yellow elephant? Damn it, guys. Had that joke lined up. Literally, had that joke lined up for 4 days and you said you would get the prop for it. And now when it's time for the joke, you ain't got the prop. Swear Ali is the only smart producer I got for the show. Anyways, address the elephant in the room. Apologize for not having an episode out last week. You know, I had to deal with some personal issues, if you will. When you're roughneck like me, sometimes you're not always best friends with people, and certain things lead to certain things, and well, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Wasn't necessarily able to get to it. May or may can neither confirm nor deny if I had to hide from Johnny Law for a minute. But anyways, let's get into this week's show. Stomping Grounds, Tacoma, Washington. This was a damn good show. You know, WWE has been stepping up their game over the past 2 weeks, and god damn, I fucking love it. This is good shit they're giving us lately. You know? I feel sorry for all them little fuckknuckles out there that have their shows constantly revolve around all the negative shit, because well, now you at this rate, you guys ain't gonna have no show coming up soon. I mean, unless you want to go and split the hair on a fly's ass and say, well, they should have done this, or they should have this person use that finish, you know. But if you're really gonna do that, you know, I may have a suggestion for you. Oh, sorry, this thing's got a mind of its own. Get down. No, down. Sorry, it has a mind of its own. That's enough out of you. So yeah, let's start off pre-show. Triple threat cruiserweight match. Akira Tozawa, Drew Gulak, and the champ Tony Nese. This, oh my god, great match, great action. This was really good. Now, a lot of people tend to shit on the idea, oh well, the cruiserweights get ignored. The cruiserweights get on the pre-show all the time. Motherfuckers, I do this every fucking pay-per-view show, and I feel like I'm a fucking broken record, but it's gotta get said because some people just don't have enough sense to put 2 and 2 together and figure out 2 plus 2 equals 3. Okay, you know what I mean. Then, wasn't necessarily the best at math, but, you know, take the pages out of the old WCW handbook. Majority of the time, the first hour of Nitro or the first match on the pay-per-views. 9 out of 10 times, there were cruiserweight matches. Why? Because high octane could liven up the crowd and give them that shot of adrenaline to be like, oh hey, wow, this is going to be good. And then make the people be like, wow, damn, this is going to be good. This match was good. The rest of the show should be awesome. It's really that simple. If you bother to put 2 and 2 together to figure that out, you would know it. So, but yeah, great match. I loved the action on it. Now, one thing, I absolutely loved Drew Gulak's aggressiveness in this, and that was the thing that really stood out to me. I mean, Gulak himself is a hell of a talent, but just that mean side he had, just goddamn, that was fucking beautiful. A match came to an end. Gulak, he wound up putting the torture rack on Nese, and then Tozawa hit this torture rack like neck breaker on Akira Tozawa. Got the 1, 2, 3. That was it. So now your new reigning, defending WWE Cruiserweight Champion is Drew Gulak, and from one Philly boy to another, Congratulations, Drew. You earned that. Now let's get on to the main show. Starting off, Becky Lynch, Lacey Evans. Now I know some of y'all are thinking, well, wait a sec. This was one of the big build-up show matches for this show. Why is this going to be one of the starters? Shouldn't like such and such be first? Normally I would agree with you, but given events that will transpire later in the show, it makes sense having it now, and I'll get into that when the time comes. Now this, Becky leading good right at the start, you know. Now there was some obviously you could hear some obviously called spots and one or two missteps. So not necessarily the best timing, but you know, this was a good, you know, it was a good match, and you got to give credit where credit's due. Lacey, yeah, she's still green. Yeah, I don't know her match record. I doubt she's had at least, I don't think she's had even about 150 matches. This is just a guess. I'm not saying I got this info. I ain't no little fuckknuckle sitting in front of the typewriter praying that there's a 12-star match in a Tokyo Dome. But, yeah. For pretty much a greenhorn, Lacey's got some decent moves, and she can work. That's the big thing. She can work. And she's coachable. You know, what we see as flaws now, I guarantee within anywhere between this time next year to 2 years from now, she's going to be the one coaching the next up-and-comers, saying, no, sweetie, don't go doing it like that. Do it like this. I guarantee that. Now, one thing I really did like was seeing on how Lacey was working on Becky's core, because, you know, traditionally, everyone's been focusing on working on Becky's knee ever since the Mania thing where she tweaked it and all that jazz, but it was a breath of fresh air, so to say, in that, you know, focusing on a different body part on a wrestler, you know? Like, we'll just say for the hell of it, if, you know, like Seth Rollins with the knee, everyone always goes for the knee, the injured knee, the surgically repaired knee. Dude, okay, we get it. How about focusing on something else? Work on the guy's shoulder. Work on the guy's back. Work on the guy's fucking ankle. You know, something like that. But yeah, decent match. Came to an end. Beck, she wound up getting a disarmer in. Only thing I can really nitpick at, you know, and I'm not arguing about obviously you heard called spots, but the only thing I'm really going to nitpick at was how quick Lacey tapped out. The second it got locked in, just tap out immediately. I hate that. At least hold on for like 2 or 3 seconds to make it like, no, I can't no more. Ow, ow, ow. Make it like that. Make it a little more believable in that sense. So next up, we got Sami and Kevin Owens going against New Day, Xavier Woods, and Big E. And right from the start, Owens and Zayn, they just bum rush Woods, take out Big E. And, you know, I will say this. Actually, 2 things. One, on a for real question, and by all means, please, and this is serious, and how often do you ever see me get serious on here? How do you think El Generico would appreciate his former protege's, Sami Zayn's, current behavior and attitude? Leave any and all interesting answers on that down below. You know, also, second thing, absolutely love the way that they always play the friendship dynamic with Kevin and Sami. It very much so reminds me of me with my friend Zeke. Although they can't copy our friendship, we are the true best friends of wrestling. So yeah, really good match. Decent. I absolutely loved on how they were like just isolating and murdering Woods. And then when Big E finally got the hot tag in, there was just, that's when the real action started, because then that's when back and forth action came on. And my God, it was so good. It was really good with that. And then it just went boom, 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 boom. Match wound up coming to an end with Owens hitting a stunner right onto Woods after Woods got in when they went to go and do the Spike Big ending. But yeah, so that's it. Great finish. Really loved it. You know, next up we got Ricochet versus Samoa Joe, and man, I hope Ricochet had his last stretch read before he went into this match, because he was this close, that close to being murdered on national on a fucking pay-per-view by a 300-pound Samoan, by a 300-pound angry Samoan. So yeah, just Joe fucking murdered Ricochet. That was honestly on how the entire match went. Normally, I'm not a fan of when it goes like that, given the ending, but given that it's Joe, and I may be a little biased because I'm a big Joe mark, but oh my God, just the way it was, like just the presentation of it, it made it acceptable. Just the way Joe was like, dude, I can fucking eat you for breakfast. No, I'm a beat the shit out you. And then Joe just beating the hell out of him, like having an answer for everything Ricochet tried to throw at him. Match wound up coming to an end when Ricochet wound up eventually getting an enziguri on Joe, was able to start to build a small comeback, and then hit the 630 on him, got the 1, 2, 3, that is it. So now you're new United States Champion Ricochet, and now the only man in the record books to be a former NXT North American Champion and United States Champion. So it is safe to say Ricochet represents America. America! So now next up we got tag action. Heavy Machinery going against Daniel Bryan and Rowan for the SmackDown tag titles. And you know, I say this every week on Twitter, but I feel like I need to address it right here, right now. Daniel Bryan is a fucking hypocrite. Because when he's out there, when he was world champion, he had a world title made of hemp and natural woods and earth stones. You know, proclaiming on how this was going to be the new face for the world championship. This was going to be the new face for championships. Now that he's a tag champion, what's he doing? Walking around with a leather title with metal plating on it. For shame, Daniel. For shame. So yeah, back to this match now. Now, the crowd all fucking for Bryan. Absolutely loved him. Had good back and forth on it. Really dug it. And I don't know, anytime I see Otis go and do that worm, they call it the caterpillar, I can't help but laugh because it looks like a beached whale. And I'm not saying that because I'm judging the man on his body, because I am far from the type to do body shaming or criticize someone for their figure. You know, I may crack a joke, but I'm never going to criticize. You know, but it's not because of that. It's simply because of the way he's doing it. Because it, honest to God, looks very much so like when I try and do it, and my son looks at me, he's like, "You look like a beached whale, Dad." And that's all he ever says. That's all he looks, when he sees me do it, he's like, "You look like a beached whale." That's it. So yeah, I can't call that the caterpillar. I can't help it. I gotta call it the beached whale. So yeah. Other than Tucker Knight, man, God, I fucking slept on this guy. He freaking impressed the hell out of me. Tucky impressed the shit out of me with the way he was fucking handling and working this match. I slept on him up until this point. Just wow. Wow, that's all I got to say. The match wound up coming to an end at one point. Knight wound up going, took out Bryan, went outside, climbed up, did a giant crossbody onto Rowan. Now, before I go any further, one thing I do want to address, I do need to get out there on it, was that one moment where Otis and Rowan were in the ring, and it was those two big monsters of the teams. Normally, I'm not a fan of that, because when you got two big, ugly guys like that, you know, you look at it and like, well, shit, which one's gonna take the fucking bump? Oh my God, this was fucking nice. And then, freaking Otis picking up Rowan and then freaking picking him up and then slamming him down. That was beautiful. Now back to the ending. Knight does a crossbody, takes out Rowan, goes in. Next thing you know, Bryan gets a quick roll up onto Tucker. Quick roll up inside cradle onto Tucker. 1, 2, 3. That is it. So they are still your reigning, defending WWE SmackDown Tag Team Champions. Next up, we got women's action. Alexa Bliss. Whew, oh God in heaven. Oh, she made. Whew, needed to double up on my heart. Needed to double up on my heart pills that night. The way she was dressing, couldn't help but think of that one song, Snow White Queen, when I was seeing her. God. Oh. Whew. And Little Miss Bliss going against Bayley and just, whoo, whoo. Okay, yeah. Before this starts turning into a Tony Schiavone show. Yeah, nice back and forth. It was a good brawl to start. Yeah, I liked on how Bliss was leading, and you know, on how Nikki was outside leading her on, cheering her on. You know, and having us like, well, is Nikki gonna actually do something to give Alexa the win, or is she gonna do something to cost the win, or what? You know, it was just, you know, like, huh? Now, Nikki Cross, she obviously, for obvious reasons, she was out there, she wound up messing up some stuff for Alexa at one point during the match. And match wound up coming to an end when Alexa, she went to go and do Twisted Bliss. Bayley countered it and wound up locking in a Bayley to belly. 1, 2, 3, that was it. So Bayley is still your SmackDown Tag Champion. And one thing I want to address. Some people have been shitting on the idea about with this whole, quote, wild card rule thing. You know, saying, oh, well, why not just kill off the draft? Okay, here's my response to that. No, that's a stupid idea, because let's think about it like this. Now, if you kill off the draft, then all you're going to have is everything from from back in like 2012 when Triple H said Monday Night Raw is going to be a Raw Super Show effective forever, until they wound up doing the draft. In which case, when that happened, all we saw was the same 7 guys day in and day out. Now, we may see some of the same guys on both shows every week, but we're also getting particular guys just on one show. I mean, we're not seeing the build-up between Apollo Crews and Andrade being on Monday Night Raw also, are we? We're not seeing Finn Balor going out there showing on why he deserves to be Intercontinental Champion on Monday Night Raw. We're not seeing Ricochet now going out proving why he needs to be United States Champion on SmackDown. Sometimes it's all in the matter of the presentation. Yeah, it's going to be sloppy for a little while and it's going to be kind of fucked up, but give it some time to sit and mature and I guarantee it's going to fucking grow. Now, with that said, next match, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania rematch. Roman starts out strong, but Drew picks up the pace and starts leading it. You know, really nice pace, really good flow. A hell of a lot better than the match that they had at WrestleMania, I will say that. And dug on how Shane was kind of like being a chicken shit heel, jumping in, interfering. But, you know, obviously, with obvious storytelling, and yet sometimes the obvious will kill the feel for the match. But, you know, again, look at the presentation for the match. That's the big thing. Match came to an end when Roman dodged a Claymore kick and then wound up hitting a spear on Drew. 1, 2, 3. That was it. After that, a little bit after that, Shane then proclaimed they were going to have a handicap match. Shane and Drew against Roman on Raw. When that proceeded to happen, they started to beat the shit out of Roman. Just as Shane was about to head to coast, what happened? Boom. Lights went out. And then, dung. Taker appeared. Fucking oh my god. And on Raw, when that happened, the roof exploded. I kid you not, the roof exploded on that. You don't believe me? Pause this, look it up, and then come back. Okay, glad you're back now. So yeah, Taker showing up made it a fucking... The roof exploded off the place. He destroyed them. They've confirmed the match. It's going to be Taker and Roman against Shane and Drew at Extreme Rules in my beloved hometown of Philadelphia. And right off the bat, no, some people are going to say, well, why the hell are they doing this? Where's the story? Where's the reasoning? Dudes, it just happened. Let the story build. Just let it build. Now, next up, Dolph Ziggler, Kofi Kingston, steel cage for Kofi's coveted WWE title. That really liked it. Ziggler leading at the start, you know, liked on how he was working on Kofi's knee. You know, really good, nice. It was a good match. Nice solid pace on it. You know, really dug it. Now, and steel cage matches are typically meant for the heels. You know, some cases the babyface should get the win on there, but typically with matches like this where it's supposed to be dirty, sneaky, dastardly type matches, you know, dastardly like gimmick matches, the heel's typically supposed to set the win. But let's all face facts. It's Ziggler. He took one too many shots. Pretty sure he's about one or two concussions away from getting a Mick Foley card. And then, but yeah. Anyways, match wound up coming to an end after these two put on a frickin', threw each other all around everywhere inside that cage. Ziggler just crawling, hands barely touching the outside, pulling himself forward to get out. Next thing you know, Kofi fucking suicide dives through the rope over Ziggler to get out. That was beautiful. I've never seen an ending to a steel cage match like that before. That was awesome. That was really cool. Loved that. So Kofi is still your reigning, defending WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Now let's get on to the main event of the night. Baron Corbin, Seth Rollins for Seth's coveted Universal title. And the moment we've all been waiting for. Who will be Baron Corbin's hand-selected special guest referee that according to Corbin will call it down the middle? It's none other than, drum roll please. Seriously, we can't even get a drum roll? Oh God. Ollie, can you talk to Ed? Seriously, man. No respect from this production crew. Anyways, the special referee was Lacey Evans, which right off the bat, the crowd started turning into fucking douche nozzles on it, chanting AEW, boring, CM Punk. Fuck yourselves with a rusty fork sideways. Seriously, guys, it made fucking sense. Think about it. Think about it like this for a minute. WWE has been highlighting, throwing it out there heavy and hard for the past 2 or 3 weeks on how Seth and Becky are a fucking couple. Becky feuding with Lacey Evans. Next thing you know, Baron Corbin goes and brings his girls drama goes and brings Seth's girlfriend drama into Seth's life. That's no different than the dude you're fucking beefing with, and he goes and hits up the one chick that pisses off your girl to go and have her start buddying up with you, just to fucking piss your girl off. That's all it fucking is. It makes fucking sense. Now with that said, let's get to the match. Now, Corbin winds up attacking Seth before the match. You know, it was a pretty decent match. I will give them that. It was a good match. You know, of course Corbin was being Corbin and, you know, did like the 12-year-old bit, like I was saying before when he was a general manager, like, oh, hey, by the way, the rules just changed. It's now a no count-out match. Oh, now it's a no disqualification match. You know, but I will say this, though. I fucking loved Lacey Evans being as that heel ref. She fucking did a phenomenal job as a heel referee. I absolutely loved her with that. You know, that's all it was, plain and simple. And, now, match wound up coming to an end when, just as Seth, Seth was picking up momentum, got a curb. You know, Seth was picking up momentum, hit a frog splash, going for the cover. Lacey, 1, 2, shoulder hurting. Seth getting in Lacey's face. Can't strike a girl. Can't strike a girl. Next thing you know, turns her back from her. What's she do? Boom! Pops him right in the ding-ding. And then next thing you know, Corbin proceeds to go and beat the crap out of him. And then Becky comes out then, proceeds to beat the crap out of Lacey, which then brings out all the refs to go and separate them. And then Seth, while all that's going on, Corbin lays off of Seth like, hey, what's going on? I need my ref. As that's going, Seth gets his second win, starts beating him, and then boom, curb stomp, and then 1, 2, 3. That was it. So Seth Rollins is still your champ, which then leads to Monday night with Seth and Becky out there, then leading to Corbin and Lacey issuing a challenge, mixed tag match at Extreme Rules, winner takes all, both Seth and Becky's title on the line if they win. If Corbin's team wins, if Seth and Becky's team wins, then neither of them ever get a title shot. Neither of them get a title shot while they're the champs. So, there you go. So, that is it for this week's show, folks. So, do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes. Make sure y'all look for me on my Twitter at TimVicious. You also got another account if I get ghosted or put in Twitter jail, Tim_Vicious. Also on that Facebook gimmick, Tim Ash. If you're going to look for me on my Facebook gimmick, make sure you let me know you found me on there from here. Or on my Twitter at TimVicious, so I don't think you got your creep John going. Also, man up to my executive producer, Alva Ben, who did provide the music for this week's show. Make sure y'all check him out. His music's on iTunes, Spotify, and such. Details are down below. And folks, make sure y'all check out all these cool-ass cats right here on that Twitter. Some Mulligan, Kenny Killer, DSB_IV, Cranky Asshole, Jazzy MWPN, Sergeant Curry, Pants, and folks, like I always tell y'all, you love me great, you hate me. Fuck you.